Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment you made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
And everything, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one I don't know.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now Manchester United are
Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Fellas, today we had to do it harder. It was a hard one. It was a hard one. But we got through. We here. Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. Now, there's another block or brick added to the fortification of our fortress at Old Trafford, fellas. I mean, 13 consecutive wins at home this season all year. Not bad at all, eh? I mean, today we had to work for it. And we worked for it. You know, we were deserving winners. We went a man short and Palace, started to pile the pressure late on. And I think, we just couldn't afford the heartbreak of a late equalizer again.
Again.
So credit to the boys for seeing it out. 3 points in the bag. And we're sitting nice in third, fellas. How are we feeling? I'm see Nico on the inside. If Nico on the inside, say we pull him out until he.
He said internet issues. He got that White Horse issues. Internet slow like White Horse.
Oh God. All right. So when Nico sort out.
Yeah, Nico might be neighbor.
Before we get some comments, I'm gonna get some. Before we get your thoughts, guys, I'm gonna get some comments on the inside, right? So Lion on the inside is a while since we see Lion in the comment section, but good night, buddy. Good night. Glory, Man United. David Curtin on the inside. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. Lion saying current gone by Nico. Anyway, so fellas, how are we feeling? What would, how to put it by, what pleased Ollie the most about the victory today? Phil, what pleased you the most about the victory today?
Only the 3 points. Going up to 10 men kind of put a damper in the performance. But actually, I can be a bit more positive, right? Because we missing Casemiro until the Carabao Cup final. But I think that the 3 points was necessary due to Chelsea dropping points on Friday, Arsenal, Liverpool dropping points today, and Newcastle also dropping points today as well too, right? But I must point out two things. One was the team goal for the second goal that we scored. Pretty amazing. And two, the butcher from Amsterdam, Lissandro Martinez. And I'll leave it there.
Yeah, JB?
Yeah, to me, I was impressed with the character of the team today because last season this would have been probably a treat to Crystal Palace. So to me, the character of the team show after we lost somebody like Casemiro especially. He saw it for every ball. So there's a whole different side that we're looking at there.
Yeah. Chef, what we saying?
Wow.
What pleased you the most about the victory today?
For the most part, the team today was a fight. But, just as some games, you're going to have to grind out. You're going to have to show some kind of grit. And our team show a lot of mental fortitude today. So, yeah. I was pleased with that. Years gone by, that could have easily turned sideways first, but we stand up and, yeah, we at home that we say something. Big up to the German for coming out and get thrown into this madness in the
Austrian.
last 10 minutes of the game.
Austrian.
Austrian.
Austrian? He's not German?
No.
Nah, he play in Germany.
Yeah.
He play in Germany.
Yeah, he
Okay,
played in
my
Germany.
bad. Close. Pass a matter for close enough. Close enough.
Yeah. I think there's so there's actually song like this the same. The language is
Yeah,
similar.
you,
Very
you
similar.
know that's why I thought he was German, right?
Yeah, very similar.
Right. So yeah. Yeah, but he came on and he showed. I mean to say we see him play already. Not so much at Bayern, but when he was at Leipzig. So he looked like he will say something for the time he here, man.
Yeah. I mean, even for me, right? That belief in the team now, and it had no panic, and the fellas they could have seen that they were intent to not let what happened in Selhurst Park repeat itself again. They were intent that here what we were not going to lose this game. We believe that Old Trafford is our fortress, and we're not going to lose. And I mean, to see players put their body on the line, I see Fred throwing his frame, Rashford running himself to the ground, Martinez, but we got to talk about Martinez like putting his body on the line, Varane. We have missed for so many years that level of sacrificing your body for the team now, boy. And they wanted it so much that I saw women was putting the body on the line for the team, and I mean, one more you could want on that, guys. One more you could want when we have been asking for men to play for the shirt for how long? Right? And we seeing men playing for these shirts. I can't tell you when last I talk about blood, sweat, and tears and actually meant it with relation to Man United, because them fellas and them was always out there, strolling around. Well, if we lost, well, you go get
the salary.
Yeah, and you'll get the essay. We will try again next time. But now we're seeing where them fellas and them really believe and whoever Ten Hag doing earlier, long may it continue. That's all I say, right? And that's what was pleasing. The fact that you're seeing them fellas and them, working and they want it. That's why I'm saying well-deserved victory, right? Let me get some comments here. David Cotton saying here Martinez was a demon. Yeah, boy. The man.
He wasn't. He wasn't a demon. Now he was the whole kingdom of hell. Man was incredible today, though. Big to big.
Jody on the inside. Good night, Jody. Blessed night to you, man. He's saying Nico move closer to the next window. Like the neighbor moved you out. Which way? He probably moving because he ain't come back in yet. Lion saying here Martinez was everywhere today. Yeah, boy.
Yep.
Yeah, boy. He's saying here I was pleased with us grinding out this result. Casemiro is getting a rest so he can be ready for the final. Sabitzer look rugged and ready to fill that position.
Yep.
Right, nice. Kurt on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Nice.
Also saying here, saw a few highlights, but I saw the camaraderie earlier. That was something, eh? That was something, and even
that team well together, boy.
Yeah, even Ten Hag talked about that he didn't.
Today a little bit to the detriment, but yeah.
Yeah, it had the positive, but nah, boy.
I'm gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that later too, because I had something to talk about on that, and I know men will get vexed.
All right, Kurt saying here, so Reem, we can start talking about Mason now. We have that on the card.
Easy, Kurt. Kurt, not because you're on the show early for once. Don't rush me.
Simeon on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying, meanwhile, the board will do better next time. Yeah, boy. We'll die with them how to do. All right?
Yep.
Do better next time. All right? So, guys, 3-word match analysis. What do you have for me? Phil, what do you have?
Well done, Everton.
Well done.
Oh, you mean our match. My bad. No. All jokes aside.
No, watch me. We taking that to the that's
You know what? I'm taking that and I'm following that trend.
Yeah.
No. In terms of today's match, is Butcher from Amsterdam. That's my 3 words.
Butcher from Amsterdam.
Butcher from Amsterdam, boy.
Yeah. JP, what's your 3 words?
I I going along the lines of Phil, but I'm making it now the butcher of Manchester.
Of Manchester. Yeah. Past and present. Yeah, I like that. Chef, let me hear you. We have.
Liverpool that straight. Come on,
Yeah,
that is garbage, boy.
yeah. Them anyway. My own is we held on. Right? We couldn't do it before, and we do it now. So we held on. Alright? Kurt saying here, the more I watch the video with Casemiro, it looked like a choke. It
It
looked
was
like a choke
not
at
a
all.
joke. Men
No.
fighting me on that, you know.
I don't know, nah. I don't know. Casemiro look a
Boy,
bit suspected.
Casemiro,
Um,
it looked bad.
yeah, I can't find that red card. That's all I'm saying. I
No, it
can't find
looked
it.
bad. I cannot find the red card, but I
But
know on appeal it could get overturned.
but
Probably on the
if
But
basis that the other players, I don't
because
know.
where Jordan are you can.
Yeah,
Jordan
exactly,
are you actually
exactly.
went
He has
for Fred
something
Fred.
coming.
Yeah.
He's sure to get something.
Jody 3 words. He's saying Arsenal drop points. Yeah, watch me. I loving these 3 words and I loving these 3 words earlier. All right.
Yep. This
David
was a
Clayton
good
is saying,
weekend.
yeah, give Garnacho game time.
oh Lord, I was confused. I was
Saying it's
confused with that
not.
as well too. Well,
No,
not really. Not
that's
really.
only
Tactical.
that only happened
Yeah, he
today
had to.
because of what playoff with the card. I
And
felt a
most
little hard
times,
for him today with
Yeah.
that.
yeah, but
But
most times, anytime a player get a red card, there's always pull off attacker. Most times,
you
so you
have
can
to
focus
pull
on.
off our attacker,
Yeah,
especially
Yeah.
when it's them kind of defensive mid or defenders get the card. You have to pull off a man.
yeah.
Hmm.
Guys, don't forget to like and share the podcast. We want to get more people in on the content and like it. I mean, I know you all know how the algorithms just work with these kind of things. So let me get the likes up, right? Appreciate it much. On with the comments. Lion saying here, it wasn't a choke. He held them by the collar. All right.
Yeah, the angle.
Yeah. Kurt saying here, my 3 words, Chelsea is garbage. Yeah, keep it coming on here. $600 million. He also saying Sabitzer is whoa boy. Like 4 words, Kurt. All right. Darian on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying I ain't like how we went down to 10 men, and especially the player we losing for 3 games. But I like the test we get. Because in the past, we draw or lose our game. The fight and spirit was different today. And whole season, definitely a new United we seeing. Well said.
Yep. Well said, Darian.
Well, yeah. Jody saying my next
Hmm.
3 words. Anthony Wright first coming in. Really?
No EA
But that's
today.
five. But
Today
that's five.
twice.
But that's 5 words, Jody. I have a tree.
No. But only he actually shoot with the right foot today, no.
Yeah. He trying.
I saw.
He
Yeah,
trying. Yeah.
I saw.
This is the second
Yeah.
time I see him do it though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I agree with this. I like in the squad depth. Yeah, we getting there. Slowly but surely, right? So we've been saying here, this is Stratford. Stratford? I ain't get that one. Stratford or Stratford. I don't know.
Stratford end.
It's
Stratford
Stratford
end.
then. Yeah.
He's Stratford
Uh,
then, yeah.
Yeah. Or how they sucking the ball. I don't know. Goods in here,
Man.
677 Chelsea
I
spent
think
to be more
it's
exact.
early days to talk about Chelsea though. Huh?
Yeah. True that.
I think it's as
Um,
much as we don't like them.
yeah. Lion said my true was Old Trafford Fortress. Yeah, boy.
Yep.
So, guys, let me get into this, right? Now, we on feel good, right? We on feel good. We talking feel good, and I know you all mentioned it before in the comments. But let me get into it a little more. How good does it feel to see your rivals drop points, knowing that we take full advantage? In the past, all your teams would have lost and we would have dropped points, but we take full advantage. Right? 600 million, or as Kurt says, 677 million Chelsea drawing with Fulham. And Fulham, mind you, Fulham look like the home team even though they're playing Stamford Bridge.
Fulham
Right?
played well.
Yeah. Moving on. New manager bunks Everton. stopping Arsenal's unbeaten run had to be the pick of the week, right? Liverpool earlier got schooled by Wolves. Proper cut skin. And finally,
you see them
Newcastle.
goals? You saw the goal? The
Yeah.
pool get?
Proper cut skin. Right?
Yeah.
And on top of that now,
Yeah.
and on top of that, Newcastle drop points and all. How good are they actually feeling that so much we are
Current
so
come
much
back by
thing.
Nico.
Yeah, man. Good night. Good night.
Everything.
Man.
Yeah, man, you're on the inside. Yeah,
Nice.
there's so much things happen nice around we and we take advantage of it. How we feeling about that? Phil, go through.
Other than the red card,
Yeah. Man, put out that white horse calling you till you keep quiet, man.
I want to see where God's calling him.
Yeah. Tell me you apologize to your performance today.
Oh, okay. I like that. No, but yeah, with regards
Today
to
alone?
Yeah, today alone.
today alone. All right, no
Today
problem.
alone.
With regards to obviously, like, let's be real, Chelsea really dropping points on Friday night. I mean, they're still the club that spent 600 million, but can only play 11 players at one time, right? Don't forget that. So I mean,
That's right.
yeah, Chelsea dropping points. It's funny because Arsenal started playing at 7:30 my time, obviously 8:30 you guys' time, right? I was still sleeping, and I decided to check the score, and I saw 1-0, and it was the 85th minute. Boy, I never get up my bed so fast, right? Now, it's funny when you came to let me fast forward to Newcastle. Newcastle scored within 40 seconds, but the goal was disallowed.
Twice.
They scored within 40 seconds. Goal was
Yeah.
disallowed. You would think that would be a wake-up call to West Ham. When the VAR was checked, it was a kickoff again from, I can't remember West Ham's goalkeeper. It was a kickoff. Newcastle scored within 2 minutes again. And I told myself, well, boy. And then West Ham equalized, and I was like, perfect. Just hold on. I'm coming home. So, yeah. I mean, being top 3 is great. And definitely seeing rivals drop points against you. But at the end of the day, it's only February. February just started, so we got to keep winning these games from now till whenever, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. Nico, jump in now. How we feeling knowing that all the rivals drop points and we capitalize on it?
Yeah, definitely a good feeling. I guess the only blot in the copybook today was a red card. It wasn't for a red card today. I think we'll be looking real good. I guess now is how fast Sabitzer could integrate to the team. Because I think that will be a straight swap for Casemiro in the team. So I think that you need blot in the copybook for me. Otherwise, yeah, proper man.
Yeah, JP?
Right. To me, most of all is what I was happy about because my brother is a big Chelsea fan, and the kind of talk I get before that game about the players, this Chelsea going to have off teams next season, and they like to get hype and bump up they come early now. So I was just quiet to say, all I tell them is we'll see. Let's just wait and see. Let me see how the football play now. And look what going. All that money spent on your cabin for them. I don't care. I don't want to have more to integrate into the league and whatever. They spend big money, but they should be beating everybody.
Here, I tell my brother who's a Chelsea man, I say that kind of money let's spend. Or let her win road match. I ain't care. Right? I ain't care. Right? Mad money. Right? Yeah.
The man spend money like Roman.
But it's not.
Roman will be financially easy.
It's not even about the 600 million. Is you spend 600 million in January?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
January?
For real, no?
Yeah, so you might spend an extra 600 in the summer.
Yeah.
January is just that month to be like, okay, I got a couple of injuries and suspensions. going on in my
Yeah.
current
Yeah.
squad. Let me find some
Reinforcement.
backup that could
Yeah,
probably fit in this hole. But oh my God,
yeah.
600 million? Good Lord.
Yeah.
Remember,
And
All
this
new
really was a
team.
quiet January, if you think about it,
Outside of Chelsea.
outside of Chelsea.
Outside of
but
Yeah.
Chelsea, yeah.
Outside Chelsea, yeah.
Bundesliga, Serie A, and I think it's
La
Liga
Liga. Yeah.
combined didn't spend as much as Chelsea in the January transfer window.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Chef, how we feeling about, we doing it and we rivals feeling? How we feeling?
Dan, well, you know me, I can't stand them teams and them. So I just, you see, Chelsea fans, boy, them have a special
Yeah,
place in the Hall of Fame of
yeah.
annoying, though. It's real
Yes.
annoying, real. More than Barcelona, boy. It's real annoying. So the start of the season, with one set of talk, but when we get beaten from City, my phone didn't stop. Listen, all them calls dry up now, and everything is done Harry Parry, and then done Jorginho leaving. One set of excuses. I said, dog, I don't want to hear all you know.
Yeah.
All you have to
10
beat people
injuries.
and beat people bad.
Yeah, it was 10 injuries yeah, when we squad. 10
Yeah.
injuries.
Thing
I
bad
say,
here
but,
for we and
yeah, I say, but when I watch the teams, they're playing out, they're still strong teams. So me catching that 10 injuries thing.
nah, yeah, we are taking
Exactly.
that. We are taking that.
Exactly.
We'll get some comments here and then we'll move on, guys. Kurt saying here, Wout Weghorst is a keep for me next season on a 1 or 2 year contract. He really impressed me, you say. Right? He also saying here, first time we actually maximize when others are wrong, let's drop points. Yeah. Watch me. Boy.
Yeah, for once.
Mm-hmm.
Jody saying here, always see the background change in the room, like he moving to the next window.
Yeah, but problems. So I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, I inside.
Yeah, and this on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying club press conference after the game was hilarious. Man, don't know what to say.
You said the ground was too dry.
So you're saying, hey, looking for that Liverpool fella from the gym that was laughing at me United at his United jacket last year. Can't find them fellas these days. Yes, yeah, but they're going hiding. Them was only come out when
When things going good.
Yeah. As Chef say, Chelsea ain't gelling now, but Potter is not the man to tame and deliver with this side.
I ain't sure about that. I am actually a fan of Potter. Not again because he had Chelsea, but I actually like Potter. I just don't believe you can expect miracles.
Yeah, and as you see that I was a question, man, because with Ateta, I don't know how Ateta still Arsenal, because when you look at the stat he had with Arsenal and the amount of losses they had, bottom of the league for a few months, well, I'd write them off for what it is now,
Yeah. So you're saying here a lot of energy used today, worried about the next few games.
Nah.
Right?
Nah.
No, on this, Ten Hag was asked in the pre-match presser about his use of specific players like Casemiro and Eriksen and Bruno, and I really like his response. He said in the season when Real Madrid won all the titles, Casemiro played almost every game.
Right.
Yep.
You understand?
Okay.
So what the issue was there?
Yeah,
He said Casemiro play every game.
Yeah.
And that was just a couple seasons ago.
You understand? So he said he don't understand why people worrying and I think Nico had raised it last week. The guys prefer play than train. So I mean,
Casemiro could take the drama.
Yeah. I mean, and with the occasional red cards like he seem to like to get, he'll get rest now. Good thing here, you know what? Had him a little confused though. Iqbal was doing so well in preseason and still found himself behind Kobe Manu. But having said that, Kobe for his age, real solid. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Darian Truewood's Rashi keeps scoring. Yeah, boy.
And my fantasy looks good.
Yes.
So earlier,
I don't know if
I don't know if it have anything in the game that you all want to, bring specifically and let's talk about. Anything at all, fellas?
So
If not,
so
we
so
can
we
move on to
got to a
the
red card already.
we're going into the Casemiro
Yeah.
red card.
Oh, okay. Is it in the
Right?
game itself?
Yeah.
Um, the first goal or the penalty. All right, yes, yeah, penalty to me. Because again,
Uh,
the Chewbacca a penalty against Lindelof. And if you remember that penalty at some
yep.
point, yeah, with and when it was that
Yeah.
penalty against Lindelof, and then you see that penalty, the Dutchman, they had to call that penalty, they had to give us that penalty.
That too.
Um, yeah. So good pen, and the second goal again. I think Ten Hag would have made a superb substitution at that point because we wasn't really getting nothing from where it was today, and we'd have bring on Garnacho, place Rashford down the middle, and that what created that second goal. So
That's
again,
a beautiful team goal, boy.
yeah, that's a well taken goal.
Yeah.
So again, credit to Ten Hag for making that decision quick. You know, you take too long. You know, sometimes you take long to make substitutions. Nah, before 60th minute, now let's say working, let me change it. You know, and almost instantly we had a goal. So again, that second goal was class.
You know, and as you mentioned, the second goal, something I think Ten Hag mentioned as well. He realized Crystal Palace were kind of, because Weghorst is not the kind of run behind striker. He realized they were getting comfortable dealing with Weghorst.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why he said, now start to worry about somebody running behind
them.
You know, so that was class for real. Quick comments here. Doing on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying good night, fellas. What impressed me the most with Erik is whether we win or draw or lose, his standards are super high and always has positive criticism on the team. That is vital to our chemistry. Yes.
Yep. That's when you're
Agree with
searching
that.
for perfection.
Yeah.
Good is not good
Jazzy.
enough, eh?
Yeah. Jazzy
Yep.
on the inside. Good night to you. Thanks for joining,
Good night,
Jazzy.
good
Long time, but good to have you on the inside. Nasir Igal, thanks for joining, man. Manchester United forever. You don't know. Considering here this season we hardly get penalty calls, and we had legitimate reasons to get them. Yeah. So Ten Hag has always been, how to put it, by diplomatic in terms of referees and VAR, but I find of late he been vocal. He calling out VAR. Today was very, very vocal about, VAR and the inconsistencies. He even went back to talk about Mateta elbow on Martinez. That's
VAR didn't go back to look at it.
not even a card, nothing. Gameplay on. We talk about Andy Carroll, tackle on Man United players.
Yeah.
Because it was Ericsson, he injured out, but he also flying on Casemiro, Bruno Gate.
Bruno, yeah.
So like he had an agenda.
Yeah. But at least he still get yellow cards.
Yeah.
But at least he still get yellow cards against the other two. But for the Ericsson one, which again was a terrible challenge, VAR didn't look at that, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then even today, Schlupp on Anthony. Right. So what are your thoughts on VAR? You all agree with Ten Hag? We talk about Casemiro choking Hughes and getting sent off. Should Ayew have been sent off as well?
Yep.
Definitely.
For some reason I didn't see the where Ayew did. Where Ayew did.
Yeah, I didn't see the Ayew incident as well. I'll have to go and look at it again.
Yeah.
But once when he was coughing up Fred,
Yeah, you could see. Yeah.
he gave Fred some low jabs.
Yeah, because I heard and I spoke about
Yeah,
it, but
so-
I didn't see what he did.
And it was actually
Yeah.
happening at the same time that Casemiro was trying to push away Hughes. So to me, when you watch the video itself, you could see that Casemiro hands reached by Hughes' neck, but it's not that he was
That's
aiming
right.
for his neck. He was trying to push him
Yes.
away and keep him away from the.
He was trying to push
the
him
whole
away.
melee. But with Ayew, you see where Ayew actually take one hand and his hand was going towards Fred throat, like he was doing so.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how when looking at the clip, you didn't see Ayew actions, but you only focus on Casemiro actions.
Yeah,
So to me,
Yeah.
if one of the gets sent off, then both are to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
But I think the club have grounds to appeal Casemiro red
Yes.
card.
Yes.
Where's the
Yeah,
ground?
I
Club
think
still
it
saying
is.
no.
It was not
I
no
wouldn't.
joke.
I
Yeah, but
wouldn't.
who's saying
I,
that? He was gonna tell the FA that?
I
He was
wasn't.
gonna tell the FA that?
The only reason
If
I
you
am
had
not
to
going
use
to
some
appeal it,
common sense.
the
I know
only
come
reason
on, they
I
come on
wasn't going
to
to
the
appeal
red
it is
card.
because if we lose the appeal, there's an extra game that Casemiro has to miss. So Casemiro currently
Yeah.
will be missing 3 games, which will put him back in the starting 11 for the
Two at
Carabao Cup
least.
final. Should we make an appeal and we lose, that's
Yeah.
4 games. Because if you lose an appeal, it's an extra game.
So would that extra game be the Carabao
But
Cup
isn't
final?
that 4 league
Yeah.
games?
Yeah.
Correct. No, it's for
But
domestic.
because it's the League
Yeah.
Cup, it will
It's 4
include
games
the
within
Carabao. Yeah.
your league.
Now well then
Yeah.
Casemiro better relax your body, yes?
Yeah.
Relax
But
your
think
body,
about
relax
think
your
about
body.
Yeah.
fresh for the
Yeah.
finals. Think about fresh for the
Yeah.
finals.
So I go leave that alone. Riding.
Yeah, because
I didn't know that, this guy
Yeah.
extra game if you lose a appeal.
yeah,
That
because
shit,
Yeah.
man.
Because it's the
and then
League
he'll
Cup.
be able to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
He'll be able to play against Barcelona. Right?
Yeah, well,
Here I think
It's
that
so bad.
Yeah.
thank God we signed Sabitzer to replace Erik.
Yeah.
We signed Sabitzer to replace Casemiro. Good Lord.
let me just get some comments before we move on, right? I know this one is for Chef, right? Aaron Jones on the inside. He's saying Anthony needs somebody to light a fire under him.
I find he
Alright.
improving, man. I find he
Yeah,
improving. He hasn't been that bad.
But
And
to be honest,
I like the defense.
I want to give Sancho a run on that wing, eh?
Yeah. But the kind of work that Anthony's doing
Defensively,
Sancho
yeah.
again, that. So
Yeah.
I seen that happening right now. Anthony really had to fall out of form for Sancho to get a chance. And when Sancho come in, Sancho had to work his tail off.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I want to
So,
believe
yeah.
that he coming. That is where he had to be coming in to do work.
Yeah.
Christopher on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying Manchester United forever. You done nobody. He's saying I'm giving them Arsenal supporters real smoke, losing to a relegation candidate. Pathetic. Good saying here, Nico. You felt some cough boy and VAR didn't see that. VAR chose not to see it. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
I choose not to see that.
Alright. He's
All
on the
in
inside. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, buddy. Good seeing here also. Always an agenda to man. Yeah, even at Old Trafford,
Yeah.
buddy. For us wicked, buddy. Wicked.
Yeah, boy.
Listen, saying here it's unfortunate, but I like the togetherness of the team. Casemiro and Martinez are the enforcers. Yeah, boy, for real. Ten Hag and all talk about it.
Yeah.
Kevin Williams on the inside. Thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying them 3 games Casemiro missing is winnable without him. He could be fresh for Barca and Newcastle.
Yeah.
And very winnable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing before
series,
you move on, and again going back to the referee and that when Sabitzer challenged and to me that
Yeah, boy.
won the ball clearly
Yeah.
What I
and
was
Rashford was
saying?
free.
Rashford
How
was
did
up,
he-
you
And
know.
Rashford done gone.
Rashford done
Play
gone.
and goal.
And then the referee delay and call on that player now.
Yeah. Them fellas on them something wrong, but
Yeah.
conspiracy.
The man win the ball clean, you know.
That was a bad call.
Clean.
Well, when I see that one, I
Oh.
said, nah, boy. Nah, there had to be some kind of agenda, boy.
Yeah. So as we on it, right, we talking about Casemiro red card. So as we all know, that means he's going to miss 3 games, right? What solutions, do you all think we would need, in midfield to overcome? It could be Leeds home, then Leeds away,
Leeds away.
then
and Leicester.
Leicester. Right. So
And
and we only
Leicester.
have we only have 3 fit midfielders: Fred, Bruno, and Sabitzer.
And I want to submit one more name to that.
Go through.
Lindelof.
All right.
Yeah.
I leave people Martinez in the middle lane instead of Lindelof.
Yeah.
But
True.
yeah. I rather put Martinez in that midfield.
Nah, I don't want to lose Martinez in
I was
defense.
actually thinking that you could
Or
nah,
Weghorst in the midfield.
you could push short.
Nah, man. Phil, man. You kill it. Nah, don't do with that.
I think
Dunker.
JP, I think you're onto something. I think JP onto something we were saying.
Where's that?
Yeah.
Like, JP guy?
Yeah, sure. Shaw could play centre back and Martinez could go in the defensive mid.
How I
And
said,
then
I've been
Malacia
Malacia
could
on the
play
left. Yeah.
We could try that. Yeah.
That could work.
Today we
That
miss.
could work.
Today we miss
Because
having a
Martinez
ball playing
is more of
midfielder in
a
Ericsson.
bite in the middle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I agree.
Comment section, what do you think our midfield three should be going forward for the games? Because we only have three fit senior midfielders. Bruno, Fred, Sabitzer.
Austrian Fred, Bruno.
But the Austrian is not a defensive player.
Yeah,
right? We need that kind of... Fred and Sabitzer playing the same role, right? As that kind of box-to-box. But we need that person. Yeah. And McTominay, I know Nico hold on.
Nah, McTominay, no.
McTominay
not available. Yeah. But right now me and for the thing. Yeah.
Even if we want to try, but even if we want to try McTominay, who could possibly, probably surprise we, I don't know. But he and all now.
But the
Yeah. As soon as you mention McTominay, he has start flipping. No,
sorry. His son saying here, long time United assume have grit like this. Yeah, but we talked about it earlier. It's years, but we didn't see that kind of fight. Kurt saying here, fellas, we don't talk about the women's league, but our girls getting on too. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Nothing, man. He's saying here the ref didn't have a good game today. Yeah, boy, that one call back when he blocked that Sabitzer to Rashford play there, that saw me.
Yeah.
But even the penalty was no penalty,
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you, Rashford had to go up to the man. Rashford had to go up and say, hey, I was there watching that. Yeah. I tell you, if Rashford didn't do that, they must not throw on the carpet.
Up to workhorses all over Marina too, Jason Clavery on the inside, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying the butcher is better, right? He's saying in the middle. So.
I just like the butcher. I just like my butcher as the defender. Yes.
Yeah.
As much as Shaw hasn't done a bad, hasn't done a bad job at all. Damn, Martinez is the truth behind there. Yes.
No, but we was okay without him in the back. So and he's still in the defensive mid, so it's not like he going anywhere.
Is Dallo injured?
That's what I'm saying. So
no, Dallo
was on the bench today. He was on the bench today.
He was on the bench today.
Back as well too. So
Malacia, man, no worries.
Malacia too bad.
We are Malacia.
I think could acting something there.
Right now, you can't afford to get injured on this team at all, no?
Could lost your place, and
yeah.
Darian saying here, Bruno, Fred, Sabitzer. We have no choice.
That's what I'm telling all you.
Correct.
That's what I'm telling all you.
Here what Simeon coming with some fire. He's saying Maguire could be a prime Matthias in midfield. All it could be, all it criminal.
He could be a striker, he could be a forward, he could be a defensive mid, he could be anything. He could be goalkeeper.
What is off the field?
Long on the bench. He could be goalkeeper. Jesus.
I mean, how long Sabitzer get today? Yeah, about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes.
Nah, more than that, man.
Or 15.
Nah, it wasn't more than 15 minutes. It wasn't more than 15 minutes.
Or 15 minutes. After the goal scored, it was 76
minutes. 79 came on.
Yeah, he came on around there.
What make a cameo?
Nah, he was decent.
Yeah, but you can't rate. It's difficult to rate that cameo in that situation there.
Boy, I rate that cameo over Maguire whole season.
Yeah, he had his moments. But that game, that was helter-skelter, boy. To me, that was nerve-wracking.
But he was decent under all that pressure.
I couldn't judge him. No, it's true. He was decent under that pressure. So it's difficult to judge.
I would say I'm looking forward to seeing what Sabitzer can do for us for the next couple of games, for sure.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Kurt saying here Sabitzer got 9 regular minutes plus extra 9.
It was more than that, man. It was more than 9 regular minutes.
Okay.
But I tell him he come on 81st. Nah, he came on before that.
But I'm telling all you, it's about 10 minutes. He man get all the doubt in me.
All right.
I get chat now.
Yeah.
Check
Ethan
it
saying here
now.
after the Palace goal, the football got scrappy. Yeah. Gregory on the
After
side, Gregory
the
Thompson,
red
man.
card, the game gets scrapped.
Sabitzer came on in the 81st minute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
But then there was 7 minutes of stoppage time as well,
Yeah.
too. So.
That really went to 9.
Yeah.
Gregory saying here he wasn't bad.
Good, you're
He took
right.
a few tackles. Right. Darren saying here under all that pressure, me and Study Sabitzer performance, to be very honest. Yeah.
I did. Because I know he had to play plenty coming up.
Yeah, but he didn't make a mistake, so he had to take it as something coming into a new league. I didn't think he made any mistakes, and to me that ball where he won back to give to Rashford, I think that could have sealed his. If Rashford did something with that seal his debut.
We see other men for other teams on debut get red carded, so
yeah.
So just saying.
True that. Christian on the inside, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying Anthony's a funny player. It had a time he and Rashford switch wings. He get the ball on the left and say, dog, I will go down the line and cross with my left, homeboy cut inside and shoot with your right.
And you're right. Yeah. That right. It has no power at all, boy. Wow.
It was a good shot with no power.
That's floating. I tell you, the ball is floating in the air, boy. Keeper just catch it.
I say watch Valencia 2.2.
So guys, let me have a discussion here, and this will be a very uncomfortable discussion for me.
Uncomfortable time.
All right.
We was woken up to it.
We have to talk about Anthony Martial.
Anthony Martial. I talk about the one who name we were talking about.
That comment.
Why we don't talk about no Martial?
Right? No.
I swear we talk about something else. We might bring up Martial.
That's why
somebody cut me internet. We don't talk about no Martial.
Do we need to talk about Martial? Do we really need to talk about Martial?
We don't need to talk about Martial.
Yes. No. Hear him out.
Look, you get it from everybody.
Hear him out. No. Hear him out. I tell a reason why I say it's uncomfortable for me. I didn't say earlier, right? So should I do
all right, you reach 44 minutes. Till 44 or 20. Go.
Right. Let me go. So. Earlier, what are we gonna do with Martial earlier? I mean, these injuries have been affecting.
Time.
No. Well, let me get going, right?
Dan, I tell you what I messaged you already today. What I think about this Martial. I done.
No problem. But we see. Yeah, we see how the injuries have been significantly affecting, his availability. And Ten Hag, in doing what he could do, has asked for patience, with the injury situation. And a couple interesting, statistics here. The last time Martial completed 90 minutes in the Premier League was back in January 2021, right? And that was versus Sheffield United, right? He has also missed 20 games this season due to injury on 5 different occasions. Right? But of the 14 games he played, we win. Ole, what we gonna do with this man, boy? What we really gonna do?
So that's how it is. So the way you're saying it. So you say if he didn't play the 14 games, that's how it. I think even if he was unavailable for the, I know, but what I say is, I think if he didn't play the 14, he would have won the 14.
Before Nico and Chef, like I can keep it short and simple, right?
Yeah.
The best ability is availability.
Nah, I don't agree with that. But go ahead.
And like I said, I
don't agree with that. Quite a real tutu menu available. Exactly. Exactly.
Maguire always available.
It's true. But under all seriousness now, how long we going to taught a player like Phil. How long?
No, they come like
Oh.
it's come like Phil Jones we're dealing with here. This is Phil
I'm
Jones.
not gonna put him. I'm not gonna put him in Phil Jones
But how you
category.
can't put him in Phil Jones category?
Nah,
Because
he's
let me
good
say
enough
Phil
to
Jones.
Because he
injuries.
just
No.
not
Yeah.
play.
No, but what's it? Let me say Phil Jones had a good run at games. Phil Jones could have be a star centre back for us. Because you
No,
had
Phil Jones have
times
an
where
injury. No. Phil Jones'
Yeah.
injuries was crazy, Nico. You can't
yeah,
compare
but
both of them.
what's the difference?
When last Phil
What's the
Jones play a
difference?
game? When last
No,
Phil
no,
Jones
no,
play a
no, no.
game?
No, I'm talking about when we had Phil Jones at United in the earlys. Phil Jones used to be good, and if Phil Jones had a good run at game, with standing injuries, Phil Jones
Oh,
might
you
have
say
been a
Phil
top
Jones
centre back
was
in the
good?
league. Phil Jones had sometimes had
Yeah.
some very good
Phil
games.
Jones was
Yeah.
Phil Jones had 2 good games for
Nah,
Manchester.
man,
That's
Phil Jones
very
had more than 2
Man,
good games.
listen,
Man. Listen at that.
I know the exact 2 games Phil Jones was immense in. The Real Madrid Champions League game where he locked off Di Maria, he locked off Benzema, and he locked off CR, and then the Arsenal game as well too, where we won that as
Phil
well. That's
Jones,
2
yeah,
games.
I guess it's subjective, right? But to me, Phil had some decent games, but
Yeah.
it never played off, and part of it was due to injury, right?
I honestly think.
For
I
him to end
honestly
up at
think.
United at some point, he had some better talent, right? It didn't work out. And to me, the same thing happened to Martial. A lot of talent, but it's not working out due to injuries.
If we keep Martial, we gotta keep Eric Bailly as well too.
Hey,
So
you go on.
you're saying we cut we
Forget
losses
about
and,
that,
and,
yeah?
and let him go?
Wait, this is not Martial last season?
No.
Contract? Nah, remember Oli excellent for that contract.
Oh, you get a new contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, now.
Oli
Only extend
excellent.
per for about 10 years, you know. When only come per, I get 10-year contract in the dog.
Yeah, man.
Hey, nah, but that was good because we still make a profit of a Pereira this season going here, so at least that work out.
That being said,
Maybe
and
person to
the
get contract was
so
Pogba.
good, eh?
Now you're looking all that good, but
You
he's fitting in the
wicked.
system.
Nah.
He's fitting in the
Nicole,
system.
stop
He's fitting in
watching
the
the
system.
name on
What is
TV.
that?
You're wicked.
No, exactly as JP saying, that's the man levels. That's the man levels.
Nice as
Who's
level.
that?
Yeah,
Nice as
it does
level.
look good at your level, chef. It does
It's
look
like
good at your
Lingard
level.
it's like
Actually,
Lingard at West Ham.
Yeah, it does look
It's
good at
like
your level.
Right?
Lingard. It's like
Actually,
Lingard at West Ham. When he went there, when Lingard went to West Ham, that was his level, and that's why
So
he
how we
came
not
back
looking
to
good
West
at
Ham
Forest?
yeah, right?
in the summer.
Like
after
first is a lower level.
because
But what I say,
damage was there when he come back.
no, but if Maguire, if Maguire go to his level, Maguire looks like a world beater, and we fed up to this.
But
Maguire will look at.
let me do I don't want to
Let me do
I
straight.
really want to get to the
Back on
next topic
Martial.
after, but yeah, well, we want to get this right because Ten Hag saying here he had a setback from the game when he returned. He dropped a little bit back. We have to wait, we have to be patient. Now we're seeing the kind of impact the player having when he's available. Right? Now the issue, because even in the interview that Marcel would have had, he said he was played many times injured, and it affected his mobility. Right? And I don't know if Caveman was here, he would have kind of, lent to the impact these injuries can have on a player going forward. So, and from what I understand, I was reading some stuff today. Ten Hag he's trying to go in depth to figure out, well, what is the real reason, and once he could find the cause of this, then probably he might be able to rectify something, and we might have a fitter player next year. So my point is, if Martial could go through the rest of the season in and out like it as is, you all willing to give him a chance if he could prove fitness next season?
No, let me
No, I
go.
would
My
say
point
I
is
would
we
say
need a
it.
reliable striker. We need a reliable striker. So if it is that Ten Hag say we're going, all right, good loan, bye bye, and get a reliable striker, and want to keep Marcel again to work with him to see if he improve his fitness, I have no problem with that. But we need a reliable striker, and a top striker. And if Marcel had to come off the bench to prove his fitness, that's what happens. So that's how I see it.
My
Yeah,
answer
I agree with that.
is how I want to segue into the next uncomfortable part of this. If we keep in Anthony Martial, he had to come off the bench if we get in a proper Mason Greenwood. He coming off. Greenwood had to start.
That's
So
how
let me
confident
segue.
he is.
With the crickets, when Chef said that, with the crickets.
Let me What? Mason had to start?
You see that man playing early and you telling me he had to start?
Next
what is
season.
it?
Next season. I'm not talking about now, you know.
Yeah, but you see the man playing, you guys saying he had to start next season.
That is why I said a fit and raring to go. You didn't hear that part. You know, you're defending that French clown all whole. But you didn't hear that part. Boy, I'm sick of Marcel, yes?
So,
I'm
all
sick
right,
of
so,
you know.
Nah.
Chef, so your position, sell him. Yeah, watch.
Yeah, sell him.
Quick fire sale at 20 million, bye-bye.
Sell
You're
him.
grabbing at 20 million and
Phil,
I
what you
would-
saying?
I
Sell,
would-
keep,
I would
sell or
listen-
keep.
I would listen to offers from Martial in the summer. If it's the right offer, then he can go. But we must also realize that if Martial goes, at least one or two other strikers must come in.
Yeah,
Right? And
agreed.
that's how I see it. So
Agreed.
What you saying? Keep or sell?
Yeah, if we get any reinforcement and we want to give him the time and they want to figure out the problem, I say keep him out. And the reason I would say that is because he kind of reminded me of what was going on with Van Persie at Arsenal. You always knew that Van Persie was a striker. You knew he had something special about him, but he was real plagued with injuries too. And then the later part of his career is when he really started to deal with the injuries and stay fit. And you saw what he did, and that's why Fergie buy him to win number 20. So if Martial can figure what the problem is and work on that and stay fit, we know the kind of player we are out of him, especially under Ten Hag. And if Ten Hag showing this kind of belief, man, want to work to find out what the issue is, then imagine what Martial will do for him when he get a chance and he actually fit. So I say give him a chance, but we have to really reinforce in our forward line.
Hey. But what I'm saying is, remember Louis Saha, right? Louis Saha was a bitter striker.
I ready?
But again, Louis Saha, that was his problem, injuries. You know, it come a point where, said, all right, we gonna hire there, but you're just there for really being there sake if men break down otherwise now. You know, and to me, that was Marcel will end up because you cannot build a team around him.
I'm ready to take on my violin.
Based on how Ten Hag talking, I think we give him a chance.
Yeah, but you can't give Marcel a chance as your top striker. You cannot do that.
No, I don't think that's what you could do.
You cannot do that. You cannot do
that. But also remember. But also remember, that's not the question. That's not the question that I asked. I asked if you'll keep him or sell him. I ain't saying if you keep him, that means you're gonna buy next number 9. Yeah. Right. But JP raised a real good point.
We had to get somebody else.
Yeah, and what I want to just point before we move on from this is Van Persie was struggling with injury for Arsenal. And as soon as Arsenal get fed up and they give up on him, his first fit full season, he went and, was the man to lead Man United to win the league. So, let's keep it in mind.
No, sir. That is not what played off with Van Persie.
What played off with Van Persie?
When the season when Van Persie had his best season, and then we buy him. And that's why Arsenal fans, that is why Arsenal fans wanted to kill him, because they were saying, we keep him for so long, and he was always injured, and when you finally play a full season first, you went to Manchester. Check it.
It wasn't his best season for Arsenal. No, it was not. It was not. He had a good season.
It was definitely one of his best seasons.
One of his best seasons.
One of his best robust seasons.
That's not why.
Yeah, he was
one of his best robust seasons.
Yeah.
And then he went straight to Manchester.
So what different I say from that, guy? Why is it different?
What?
Why is it different?
Don't make it sound like he was injured all the time and he come to Manchester and the injury cut. It wasn't so.
Man United would not have bought an injured player, so obviously
exactly.
He had to be fit.
So Manchester United is not the reason.
So what I am saying is the fact that he came across when he was fully fit, after Arsenal would have been the ones, that had to deal with his injuries over all the years.
So,
right?
so that being
Then
said,
he came and he was one of the catalysts to why we would have won 2020.
so that being said, we will not hold off now until Martial could
I
be
did
fully
not say
fit.
that. All I'm saying
Oh,
is it is a
oh,
all I'm
I
saying
want
is
to
it's
know
a valid
if he
point.
tear down
All
Southern
I'm saying is
Rock.
a valid point that JP brought that hey, chances are after all this endurance with Martial, we find the man fitness issue, we fix it and we send him somewhere and he ball. Like all I
But there's
say.
a hope. No, but there's a hope. There's a hope.
But that's a
Arsenal
beyond
players don't think the
hope.
same way too.
There's a big
Arsenal fans
hope,
probably
man.
think the same way too.
There's something.
There's a big hope. There's a big hope.
No,
But,
but it's
but best I play
it's
lot
something.
too.
Ten Hag,
Yeah.
no, but
There's a big
if
hope.
you listen to Ten Hag, it's something that Ten Hag hoping for too.
Of course, he just trying to
when
be
you talk
optimistic
about
because of the
Martial,
talent.
you could see
Of course,
that
because
the
the
man
talent is
invested in.
clearly there.
Yeah,
And
he just trying to be optimistic.
not a soul is ever going to question how good
Yeah.
Anthony Martial could be
So you see,
fully
Yeah.
fit.
right, so
And the man under contract,
Chef,
so Ten Hag
And he under contract.
right, Chef,
have an obligation
if the talent
towards
there,
the player under contract.
if the talent there and it could if the talent there and they could find the underlying issue or the injury problems and they could deal with that. And
Like what I
that will
say.
solve us our problem.
Like all I say.
Instead
Yeah,
of having to go
but
in the
again,
market and
I
go
also
in the
come
market
like-
at all, you know.
So
But
so
it
then we
will
could
solve
spin
our
it like
problem.
this. Then we could
So
spin it
what
like
I'm
this
saying-
too, right? Chef, that's so. Then we could spin it like this. If Anthony Martial was on the last year of his contract, right? You're saying that because of the talent and
We're not going to
you
renew.
you
No, we're not
could
going to renew.
possibly find the underlying issue to renew the contract.
Nah, that's
No,
different.
there's a different
So
scenario you're talking
exactly,
about.
That is
so
different.
exactly.
Still
So
on
at the end of the
contract.
day,
I would renew our contract on that different.
right? So at the end of the day, we have an asset. We have an asset that we
No, it's
invested
the whole,
in.
Nico. You have to watch it in
Right?
proper context. It's the whole.
So we have
Somehow
an
contract
asset
can
that
end.
we invest in. And
How
if I
much-
invest in this
how
asset, as
much-
long as this
how
asset
much-
under
how
my
much
roof,
you
I don't
get
take
from
care of it,
Martial
regardless
already?
of what.
This how I would approach it, right? I could put
No, but how much you
Martial.
think we could really get from Marcel on the market?
Here's how I will approach it, right?
So much? Nah, boy.
Wait, listen. This how I will approach it. And you guys tell me what you think, right? We knew when we signed Michael Owen on a free that he had some injury issues prior to Manchester United, and what we did, we put him on a pay as
you play. Yeah.
That same
As you play.
scenario
Right.
should be enforced onto Tony Martial. Pay as you
Nah.
play, and I can work with that.
Yeah.
Nah,
No, but you're
let
under
me tell you
contract
why.
now. So
Let me
when
tell
he
you
ends,
why.
that will be a renewal. And
No,
Let me tell you why that won't work. Phil, how old Owen was when he signed that pay as you play contract?
30.
Right, he was 30,
That's
he was
different.
31 or 32.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Marcel is 27.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
Boy,
I
he
would
might
do
as
it,
well be 47.
I could do it though.
No, but you know what? But you go in Spain and you take that, eh? Because you got no choice.
Not at 27.
What?
Trust me.
Not at 27?
Not
Come
at
on,
27.
because you had to prove yourself. You had to prove yourself because man now we may be seeing money as Manchester United has nothing to pay, but it had teams who struggling to pay wages.
But how-
And you
how-
telling me you come with an injury record and I gonna put you on a big contract when your history I'm not sure I will get any amount of games from you. Now you have to earn that.
Let's
Gotta
be real.
earn that.
Martial has no leg to stand on when it comes to renewing a contract. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and I do doubt that. Let me get some comments and we can move.
I like
Yeah.
what Phil just said, but I understand too. He's under contract or his contract is already there, so you can't
Yeah.
really ask him to go back
When,
to that now.
when does this contract expire?
15.
Yeah, whenever it expire,
He's not
if
24.
you don't prove his fitness by then all right, cool. You know, let
Yeah,
somebody
but
else
we have
pick up
2 years
that.
again.
Take somebody else. Let somebody
I
else
think
pick up
about
that.
2 years. I think 2 years. Let me get some comments, guys, because we want to talk about Mace, right? So I'll just run through them real quick, right? So Jody asking if Marcel is to play football. He's saying Marcel is 2.0. Ethan Lynch saying Martial over Sour. Kurt saying Reem is a Martial fanboy. All I expect. All right. Christian saying here Marcel is a glass man. But Kurt's also saying but when fit he is dangerous.
Oh my God, you really good at this when fit thing, hey?
Yeah. Kurt saying here told Marcel like how we told Jones.
Cool.
All right. We
But
hospital this
wicked boy, they want to go back in that. They want to go back in that hole, boy.
Anderson saying here Andros is playing his best position in a team with players at his level. All right. Kurt saying here Nico. We getting back a fit striker next season, MG11. Right? Christian saying here we have another Tony on top. He playing with Brentford right now. Right? Jody saying I come back, but still talking about Marcel. Marcel will never ever lead man to any title. Time for you to wake up and drop the fandom behavior. Jesus saying here, brethren, good evening. Jesus, thanks for joining, buddy.
Yeah,
He's saying here, massive 3 points. Glad to see the coach making decisions to ensure win. Hard luck, Alejandro. Team first, yes.
yeah,
And could, saying Marcel contract expires in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we could drop this one.
Yeah. I think
2024
though.
2024.
So like next.
So really and truly, this
next year.
is a big year for him.
Yeah. All right. So guys.
Yeah. So give him that chance. Let me see.
Yeah.
No.
For sure.
One. But let me move on.
If a club willing to pay 25 million in the summer, I take that 25 million.
Let me move on to the next uncomfortable topic.
Yes, so now we move on to an uncomfortable topic for everybody, right? Right, so
everybody.
Guys, yeah, for everybody, right? So let's have a talk on Mason Greenwood. We could actually talk about Greenwood now because things out there, and the question on the floor, but I want to get some statements out before we get into it, right? So the question on the floor is, what do you all think is next for Mason, right? Do you think he has a chance to come back at Man United, right? But some information that we'll take first before we get into discussion, right? So, right. So the Crown Prosecution Service, the CPS, says in this case, a combination of the withdrawal of key witnesses and new material that came to light meant there was no longer a realistic prospect of conviction. Right? Manchester United followed by saying Manchester United notes the decision of the CPS that all charges against Mason Greenwood have been dropped. The club will now conduct its own process before determining next steps. Ten Hag was asked about it, of course, right? And he said, in this moment, I can't give comments about the process. I can't say anything about it. I refer to the statement of the club, and at this moment, I can't add anything. So, fellas, we are aware that the case has been dropped. Mason Greenwood is now a free man, right? Legally. From a moral standpoint, that's up for debate. Right? And I think, anyway, so what do you all think is the next step for Mason Greenwood? And does he have a future and a chance back at Manchester United?
But that's before we go to that, right? It said new material came to light. To me, that's a big thing, eh? New material came to light.
And the withdrawal of key witnesses.
So right. So is it that this new material could have been, just saying hypothetically, that somebody tried to frame Mason Greenwood?
And that's where I was
could have been all that.
Because
you said new material came to light and a withdrawal of a key witness. So I'm just saying, so this new material come up, which they're trying to frame this man. And then a key witness who say, nah, but on to us, I'm just saying, hypothetically, don't want to be like this. And that key witness withdraw.
This
right?
this new material.
So that new material,
right? So yeah.
Yeah, so that new material thing to me is very question marks, Anna. What that new material is.
But why does that matter though?
I mean, because if it is the boy was framed, that doesn't matter. And if they could let me say, bring this information to light that Mason Greenwood was framed, doesn't that change everything?
But those things will never really come out,
Right?
They won't come out, but from a perspective, right? Saying that new material has been revealed, and all of a sudden charges were dropped.
Yeah,
all of a sudden
with
that has
new material,
thinking, right? It's kind of thinking, why was this new material all of a sudden being no?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
So there's a question mark. That to me,
But
there's a real question
in
mark.
terms of Reeves' question, what's next for Mason Greenwood?
Mason.
A lot of therapy has to be done. And by
Yep,
that,
Yeah.
agreed.
living in a first world country and playing the most popular sport where you're not only a black person, but you're also a black person playing for the biggest club in the world, right? A lot of therapy has to be done. Erik Ten Hag has to make some sort of more detailed statement as what he has to do. But Mason Greenwood definitely has to go through some therapy from now. If it takes a year, by all means, go for it, right? I am not sure what the club will do, and none of us do, right? But at the end of the day, Mason Greenwood, according to the Crown Prosecution Services, charges have been dropped. What can we do, right? He's still an asset to Manchester United, as in I think he's still registered under Manchester United's website, correct?
Yes, he is.
Right. So my
Yeah.
my main thing is therapy and go from there. And have people around you that can support you as well too.
I could go next.
Mhm.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to echo what Phil said on the old kicks. The youth have plenty coach time coming up. Like seriously. Um, Kurt said something in the group today, and I read a little piece of it, and I kind of agree. Similar to what they did with Sancho. Let him leave, take him out of the country for a while,
Mhm.
send him somewhere quiet where he could play a little football, but football is not really what it's about. It's about getting his mental back together. I honestly believe we have the right manager to manage that process of getting him mentally, physically back to being a proper asset for Manchester United. Because at the end of the day, he is still a Manchester United player and he's still being paid by the club. Added to that, Nike renewed the man contract today.
Correct.
And
That's true.
also,
Should I
Yeah,
stop?
yeah.
Should I just remove? It's
I
true.
fact checked it. I wasn't sure and I
Not
went and
today,
checked
chef.
it.
Not today, chef. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, sorry, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really was true. I was very skeptical of it, so I went on here. So it's true. So that being said, Jed, my thing about it, somebody said to me today, well, it have the moral part of it too. But at the end of the day, Dan, how much different athletes, how much different stars do the nonsense and went through the process, recover the career and moved on. Why should he be allowed that? But my thing is just don't rush back the ball.
Oh no.
Football is not football is not what should be the focus right now. Let him get his life back together. Let him get his mental back together. Hopefully, he finally learned because God, this boy was on a slippery slope for a little bit. So hopefully
For real, no doubt.
he learned, and he is still part of the Manchester family. So everybody just support the man and hopefully eventually his life and his football career could be back to what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
JP?
Yeah. Um, I think I agree with every so far in terms of look at the human being first and foremost, and he had to get himself back in a order in terms of his mental state. This year would not be easy for him in terms of having to deal with court and just trying to clear your name. So as a young fella, that's not easy to go through. So football may have been the furthest thing from his mind. So apart from his mental state, we don't know what physical condition he will be into. So there's something else. He even had to know if he want to come back and play ball because the kind of when you look at how it is in England, his first year as a black player back there, And remember the girl he was with is a white girl. You don't know the kind of treatment he going and get from rival fans, the kind of taunts they might throw at him. There's a little boy still we talking about. Sometimes you
He back
forget
at
when
be
you look
real
at them on
strong.
the football field. There's a little boy still.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a youth man to us still.
Nah,
So
it's
he
gonna be
really
tough.
had to build up himself to be able to
I
come back
don't, but
and kick a ball.
JP and Chef, I don't think a lot of
He
fans
had to build back
realize
up his
that
spirit.
just because you're a millionaire, that doesn't mean you can just
Yeah.
do what you want to, right? So a lot of fans think that since you're paid six figures a
Yeah.
week or a month, they think that you don't go
Mm.
through stuff. No, you're still a human being, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
As JP
Look at Gary
as JP
Speed. Gary
rightfully say, he's
Speed.
still a little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot to
Go
do.
through Nicole.
So I mean the youth on his side as well too in terms of where he could
Mm.
give himself time. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
pick back up.
I think the deal with Nike to me is a big deal. You know,
Yep.
yeah, because Nike is a global brand. You know,
yeah.
Nike touching
Nike don't make moves just to
every
attack.
corner of the world. You know, and if Nike is to stand by Mason Greenwood, you know, then I think Manchester United could. I'm not saying they would, but I think they could. We all of us here would have grown up in the era of O.J. Simpson. You know, O.J. Simpson case used to be live on TV. You know, you come up from school and you sit and watching the O.J.
Hmm.
Simpson case, and I mean, even if you watch documentaries after, OJ maybe really do it. You know, I mean, you know, if you really follow it, OJ maybe really, committed that crime now. But he was cleared, right? He was cleared, and
The
he was back
dream
on.
team, the dream
Yeah,
team
yeah,
claim. Yeah.
and he was back. He was back on the field. You know, it
Nah, he
wasn't
was not
something.
retired. Ojo was already
He
retired.
was already
Yeah, he's
retired.
acting.
Yep.
All right,
Ojo
right,
was
yes,
Yeah.
playing still.
Yeah,
right.
he's acting at that now.
Yeah. So to me, I honestly think that he should be given a chance. You know, even as JP said, he's still a young fella. We know how the backlash should be. We know England in itself. We know the racial climate in that country. We know how that could be. So that is definitely a hurdle he would have to get over. I think he's in good hands with Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag, as long as the club makes that decision, I think Ten Hag will manage him the right way. And yeah, just to see where we go from there.
Keep this question in check, guys, because I have this one for you because it had a report that came out that I mean it's a report, so I don't know how true it is. I'm not going to claim it's fully 100 valid, right? But they were saying that a lot of the playing staff, not comfortable with having him back, right? And I was telling Phil, you'll remember when the news broke, Rashford come out and make some kind of statement, and we knew it was kind of directed to Mason Greenwood, right? Anyway, so let me just get the comments and then we'll come back to that. Kurt saying here, Ten Hag have to carry Mason to some country with no media spotlight and work with him mentally and physically. I'm gonna tell you something, right, Kurt? Ronaldo go on Saudi Arabia and all the cameras go on there. So that's impossible, right? That's impossible. All right. He also saying
Bring
here,
him Trinidad.
nice touch by Nike to renew that sponsorship. All right. Kaden say, hey, Kaden, good night, man. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying, didn't get to see the game, but important to win. Team growing in confidence, for sure. For sure. Jody's saying here on Mason Greenwood money talks. That new material is money. All right. Anderson saying here, Greenwood is a tricky case. The only witness is the girl. All right. He's also saying they never said cleared. They only said difficult to get a conviction. So there's a difference. And thanks for pointing that out. All right. Kurt saying here, I also hoping we guide Garnacho too because he too have a little ego thing about him, but he is a generational talent as well. Yeah. Kurt saying here, just like Pogba, Morrison, generational talents. All right. Kidon saying here, where y'all watching the League Cup finals, fellas? We do not watch along. All right. So stay tuned. So fellas, two things I just want to before you all get to the question about the team welcoming him back based on the report, right? This thing, it's about the difference between the legal aspect, and then the how to put it
Mm.
it have
Social media
a
aspect.
moral, yeah, it have a moral and emotional
Mm.
viewpoint, and it have
Moral.
the legal viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is where the conflict is, because social media
Mm-hmm.
and people, without the legal training and understanding the legal process, will jump on anything, because they could make the point that chances I could have a frame thing. From a legal standpoint, with that kind of information, you might be able to realize that. But emotion and social and moral standpoint, where we don't have evidence, so we just running on what we hear and what we see. So we thinking that, hey, Mason Greenwood is this monster. So for now, I am not saying that he isn't. I'm not saying that he is. Right? All we're saying is based on what's being presented to us. There are two standpoints, and we have, and I think that is where the disconnect and where the banging is.
Mm.
So Manchester United is in a very, very tricky place, in terms of dealing with it. Now, I think the whole Nike resigning, once it's legit and valid, I think it's a big statement. It's saying to me that um, they're open to taking him back on, and if that's the case, then it's just a matter of time before other sponsors or other like he's back on FIFA, he back on wherever, all right. But he back had to be stronger, because he gonna get it proper. He gonna get it
Mm-hmm.
proper, because people, when you're going to those stadiums, you're dealing with those moral and emotional
Mm.
warriors. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Wherever he go, he have to deal with those warriors, and that's something that he have to strengthen he back. And I don't think you could send Mason Greenwood wherever in the world, right? Manchester United
Okay.
is one of the
Mm.
biggest clubs in the world, and that following he wherever he goes, right? So I think the biggest thing for me right now is to see what position the club will take, because I believe the club will do their investigation on a more moral standpoint, because
Moral.
legally,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Mm.
legally, it have
Mm.
nothing that the club could say, because
Mm.
there's no
Mm.
conviction. If there was a conviction, then the
Mm-hmm.
club had all grounds to terminate his contract, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, do you think Mason Greenwood coming back into the team, understanding reports saying that, the club, the staff are not really too keen on him coming back? Do you think it could cause, friction? It could kind of mash up the little vibes that we getting within the team?
Nah, I don't see that, because as everybody said, you had some type of rehabilitation before that, and with that rehabilitation, I think players are also human beings, and they would be open to that. Let me see if this thing really work. Let me see if he's a changed person, because we know for some reason he had some issues, and they would see that. They would say, hey, you know what? Maybe the rehabilitation has worked, and he deserves a chance as like anybody else.
I I'm trying. I don't know how to word it because my mind is all over the place. One minute my mind is saying, well, from a global brand perspective, but then from like also like from a player perspective, right? Because I mean, from a global perspective, my mind could be thinking, okay, do we allow this guy back into our club and risk losing sponsorships, for potential deals that could be in the works, right? Those are things that Manchester United will be thinking of from, I guess, a global perspective. But then from a moral perspective, with regards to Manchester United, if they do choose to stand by Mason Greenwood, Manchester United has to be willing to take, and I put this in quotation marks, backlash,
Yeah.
right? I put that in quotation marks because they have to be willing to take the sort of backlash that will be forced upon them for the next not only couple of months, but the next couple of years as well to accepting a guy like Mason Greenwood who was charged for those like negative, um, those negative things, right? So I I'm quite curious as to see what the next couple of months will hold for Mason Greenwood at Manchester United, right? I see Ten Hag already has his back, which is great from a manager perspective, right? But the club, Ten Hag is just a small part of this club, right? So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I
go ahead, JP.
yeah, I think you see the club and the players will be privy to information that probably didn't reach out to the press as yet in terms of the whole situation as to why the charges were dropped. So if it's really a situation as Nico painted it as somebody framing him, then I do see more case with players accepting him back into the team. But I think you will have more of a problem if it really turn out to be that he really do it, but it's more on a technical basis that with the new information that come in, maybe a piece of money pass and the girl decide to withdraw a statement or something like that. If it's more on those grounds where it's a kind of iffy situation in terms of how the case get dismissed, then I think players will have a problem accepting him back in the team. But to me, the whole Nike situation, that could make it seem that it's not
A game
really that
changer.
negative of a thing on him. Because Nike would not associate themselves with a person like that, because they too would be privy to the facts as to why the whole case was dropped. So to me, I think that is where I would see some positive with a global brand like that taking them back up. So that should bode well for the team in terms of how the players could accept him back as the team if it really wasn't as how it was painted initially what the situation was.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. And I think too, it's only, and I mean, again, I don't want to jump to too much conclusions, but I don't think that the girl ever really intended for it to get this far. I think
This
it
far.
became public, yeah, and the authorities jump on it, and that is why it went.
Yeah.
So it back.
Yeah.
So it's only so the girl could have only withdrawn, right, when it reached to the point where the conviction was laid and it was time to go to trial. Right, JP, help me understand the legal process here, because I know before, the police took it up and they were doing the investigations, there was nothing the witness could have done,
Yeah.
right? Until it reached to the point where, so you want to go forward with this or you
Right.
don't want to go forward with this. So, I mean, it's so much that, we could only assume. But at the end of the day, I guess the ball right now is in Manchester United's court to decide yea or nay. But I can't put in a position, right? I can't put in a position here. Um, if you were Manchester United, would you take Mason Greenwood back? I mean, with the limited information that you have, would you take Mason Greenwood back? Phil?
Yes, yes. Yes. Yeah, justify the decision or that's a short answer, good enough.
Well, yeah, more than yes.
Yeah.
Ah, boy.
Uh,
Let's,
no,
let's,
and I want to justify because I guess for me, as JP would have said before, I think he's still a young man. I think people that make mistakes, things happen in life, and sometimes you need a second chance as a human being, you know. Um, and to me, that is the main reason, But however, for sure, you must show that level of rehabilitation, and really show that
Hmm.
if you really made a mistake, that you was a bit remorseful, and you really own up to your mistake, and you're willing to grow and improve as a person from here, and as a human being, I think he should be given another chance. Hmm.
Phil?
now let's go back to Nike. Now, with regards to corporations or corporate America, corporate Canada, corporate UK, whatever, right? they are very quick to drop an athlete or somebody who is representing them on the global level. They're very quick to drop them. So for and I know it's a trend, it's trending right now, but until it's official from Nike's official website, if Nike did make the move to renew Mason Greenwood's contract, that carries a lot of weight, right?
Hmm.
Now back to Reem's question. At 21 years old, if you're willing to admit that you have done something wrong, or you're willing to admit that you were just around the wrong people at the wrong time, right? And you be a man about it, then I was told growing up that you can't you can't make second chances, or if you're given second chances, you can't make a first impression,
Yeah.
right? But I am willing to give Mason another chance, right? He's 21 years old. This is a huge mistake that happened, and it just blew up. I was amplified, but we go from there and say, you know what, Mason, this is the schedule or the program I have for you while you're off the football pitch. You adhere to this schedule. It's almost like you put him on a probation, right? You adhere to this schedule, and we can be good, and then we will talk about getting your football career back, right? And that's how I would approach it.
So in short, yes, you'll take him back.
Yeah, but with conditions, obviously.
Yes, yes, yes. JP, what are you saying?
Yeah. Yeah, well, based on the whole Nike situation, I would say yes. But I would really love to get a leak as to already make this case fall apart. I really wish that could be leaked because I would like to know, as much as he young and he could make mistakes. Is really the kind of person they want around the club, and how much if it was true, how much he really would be willing to change, or because some of the things that you hear came out after that was it make you watch him a little different now. And if serious work not already put into the person and the person don't really want to change, then how much he could really change. You could say yes, you could say all the right things, but if you're not really working on yourself to actually change and be a better person, then it don't really make sense. So to me, I will say yes. The yes has to be with him doing a lot of introspection and really working on himself. And I feel like he will have to make like a proper statement and show people he will have a lot of work to win back people. And I think it will be even with his teammates, he'll have a lot of that to do too. So I would say the yes, because as a young person, yes, he make a mistake, but if he willing to change and really willing to put in that work to change, then I wouldn't give him a chance because you shouldn't throw away somebody after one mistake.
Yeah, yeah. Chef?
Um, once a lot of conversations have to be had with him, with the manager, with his teammates and stuff. Um, because obviously, as much as he's talented and stuff, everybody has to be comfortable with having him around. That being said, listen, Kobe Bryant went through something very similar, and he got back his life. So give Mason a chance, let him redeem himself to everybody, to his teammates, his fans. It's gonna be tough because we live in a cruel world, and they're gonna jam him.
Yeah,
Only,
cancel
only,
culture.
we know what's gonna happen when if and when as with away teams and stuff, they're gonna use that to trim off this game. But I think he's young and he deserves the support and another chance. That's just me.
Yeah, yeah. Let me just get some comments here, guys, and then let's look to wrap it up, right? Um, where was I? Okay, yes. So David Curtin saying here, honestly, I don't know how I could see him playing in England while hearing, the chants on top of that, of the usual and monkey chants, right? Yeah, it could be tough. It could be real tough. Um, Jody's in here, I'm all for rehab, but let's, Greenwood go some elsewhere and plays football. All right, and well, I think Jody and Kurt having their little thing inside there for that. All right, Wakanda on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying and this, and they did say new evidence to cause them to drop the case. All right, Anderson saying here that Mendy case in City is one to watch as well. Yeah, Mendy, yeah, boy.
I think he getting off too, yeah.
Kurt saying here Nike openly throwing their support for Mason now says a lot for me, and I think a lot of the corporate world would say, well, Nike believe in him now. Why now? Because Nike don't play with their image. Yeah.
Exactly.
What can also say here the fact that Nike take him back, he's back at United. I guess need to get confirmation of that. I didn't see that anywhere, right? I just read a report. Correct, because almost all his charges were dropped as well after the man image has been tarnished. So sad. Golden rule stay away from the
From a white girl.
Jody said, I keep saying he made one mistake. This is one he got called out on. You all don't know how much so-called mistakes he made before it wasn't put out there. Just saying. And that's a next point of view that you had to consider as well.
Yeah. But it could be on both sides. No, but it could be on both sides.
Yeah. And my thing is always this, My thing is always this, sometimes you don't know, and he could, because you're rich, we see so much times where a rich person, just throw the money and get through. I mean, it's a sticky one. I all for the rehab, and I really hope that, because I still believe that a lot of the teammates will know stuff. And that is why the fact that, the report came out that, they weren't willing to take him back is what Hammer kind of, what he's
But even that information too, that information, legit information.
Well, that is it.
That was saying, because everything that was peddling.
And you think not leaking from the club again, eh?
That was saying, so I don't have a question mark over them thing, I don't have a question mark over all them thing. Yeah.
All right, well, guys, let me see how this Mason Greenwood thing pans out. Chances are we may have further conversations based on developments.
Yeah.
But let's see how it works, right? So, guys, I mean, we've been here a whole hour and a half talking about all kind of football thing, Man United related. But at the end of the day, we won today, 3 points in the bag. We sit in third. If City could drop some points tomorrow, it could look even nicer.
No,
I want City to win for some reason. I don't know why.
Really?
I was talking about City lost.
No, I will Arsenal to feel pressure. Right now. Yeah, I will Arsenal to feel pressure.
Correct.
I went tomorrow for City and expected.
I want that game draw.
You want a game draw because I guess it's still had an innate hope that United could win the title, right?
No, I just want. I'm not really win the title. I just want us move up the table.
We don't get 3 points, so I was Arsenal to feel pressure. Them Arsenal fans and them they're all over the place, man. Oh gosh, them sort of sweat. All that talking. Yeah. I think I elephant.
I know City getting close to 3 years in a row now. Get that.
So you're rather Arsenal win it?
I rather Arsenal win it, yes.
Nah.
Forget
That's it.
forget that. We had to be.
That's the see again.
Chelsea and Liverpool gonna win it.
Chelsea? They're gonna buy the league. They're gonna buy.
Guys, you never seen that happening. You never seen that happening. They had to buy that league.
Liverpool can't buy nothing right now, so
Liverpool can't.
Darian saying here, yeah, he's saying here, I see most of them still,
Following.
of the team
Still
following
following
him on
that
IG.
after. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
so.
yeah, well,
I didn't
all
know
right.
anything.
All right, guys. So thanks for those who were true, who stayed through the end of the show in the comment section. We appreciate it. We went a little bit over, but we had to get into the Mason Greenwood thing now. So it was nice, guys. We will be here again on Wednesday because we had to play Leeds and Casemiro will be there. Anyway, greatest Ten Hag, right? Yeah, man. So everybody, Phil,
Good
JP,
night.
Chef Nico, have a good night. See you on the next one.
Good night.
Yeah, fellas.